Welcome to Gunpowder Glass, a Worlds Without Number anthology series where we follow Venators, a group of people part of an order called upon to hunt monsters, break curses, solve supernatural mysteries, and deal with problems others can't in the region of Pyrrhion. A dense, redwood forested land that is in constant turmoil between the six city-states vying for larger spheres of influence, security, and wealth. The urban centers and the various factions of Pyrrhion are as cutthroat as the dark wilderness, hiding ancient technology, lost histories, and terrible beasts. These are smaller, self-contained stories that extend across multiple characters throughout the region. Content warnings for each episode can be found in the description. So grab yourself a drink, sit back, and enjoy your journey into Pyrrhion. Welcome to the first Gunpowder and Glass episode with Bernard here, who's playing Corwin. Today we are opening in the Blackstone Castle of Fort Aurora, the Venator stronghold deep in the Lumi Mountains. You're in the office of Shaskara, one of your superiors who has taken you under her wing, has been showing you the ropes recently. It seems like she has some big news for you to talk about with you, but before we get to that, do you want to introduce Corwin to us?
Sure. So Corwin is a young fellow. He's pretty fresh off the trail. He's been working as a merchant caravan guard as just as an opportunity to see the world. He is full of wonder at the world that surrounds him. He met a Venator on the way, and so that's how he got involved with this. But he doesn't look comfortable here. Doesn't feel like he should be here. He's excited for the possibility. Nervously, he has a large floppy hat, and he's kind of nervously holding that in his hands and just folding it, reshuffling it, standing almost, at attention, kind of just just casual, but it's a false casualness.
Perfect. Yeah, well, it's actually funny too that you're kind of like at attention like that, because this is not the vibe for a lot of people at the Vanders. But judging by Shaskara's like very neat high dreads she keeps for her hairstyle, matched with like a very immaculate gray uniform, and also the certain ornamentation you're seeing in the office of like maybe swords on the walls or like medals or things like that, it's pretty clear she comes from either some sort of professional military or mercenary background. So she does have that kind of air. She's never like, she's not like a drill sergeant. That's not really her vibe. But there's definitely like a sternness to her.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Um, and Shaskara says, well, Corwin, you've been with us for a little while now, and we have sort of an interesting development that I am pairing you up with. There's a group of therianthrope hunters called Silver's Absolution. You may have heard of them. They're pretty well known across Pyrrhion, but there's lots of different groups across Pyrrhion.
I read about them in a primer in the library, Agent Siskara. Yes, I'm familiar.
Perfect. Well, then that's great, because I think one thing that you might have also seen there that it's not privy to anybody else except for Vanders and also obviously Silver's Absolution is that they themselves are also therianthropes. They kind of have I will say they are kind of a strange bunch. They seem to try to help those they can. They try and bring them into the fold of trying to live normal lives as best they can, but they are pretty brutal towards the ones that either clearly show no remorse for their actions, can't be helped at all. They seem to, without much mercy, cut down the ones that they feel they need to protect Pyrrhion from. And for a little while now, we've had a bit of what I call an exchange program with them, where because we kind of have some close bonds, and this is a good way to keep closer bonds with them. We sort of take on some of their people, they take on some of our people, and they can kind of learn the ropes from both sides. It's very useful, so we can sort of share information that way. And one blind spot they have is that they don't really have much in the way of mages or people who can deal with mages. And there's something that's come up recently, apparently, where they've been asking us about that. And considering your talents that you have, We thought it
Yeah.
would firstly be a good fit for them, but also this would be a very good experience, I think, for you, that you'd get some pretty good work. You'll be paid the usual amount that you'll usually get paid for these jobs as a vendor. We've already hashed a lot of sort of stuff out.
Yeah, no, I understand that. It sounds like a great opportunity, but I'm not sure if being a therianthrope is really going to be the right sort of life for me. I don't even know if it will take,
Oh,
given these
cool.
anti-magic properties I have. But if you think it's for the best, Agent Shixar, will I have to be bitten
No,
for that
Corin,
to?
Corin, please, no, don't worry. You won't be bitter or anything like that. You'll stay fully human. You don't.
Oh,
You're.
oh, okay. Well, that's good to. No, that sounds. Oh, that sounds cool then.
Yeah, she kind of composes herself a little bit, and she says,
Oh,
"Yeah, no, Abel, this is purely just you're still a Vander. This is purely just a little bit of an exchange program where you're just gonna be helping them out a little bit for some jobs and sort of getting the ropes. But do not worry. If any of them do bite you, please let us know because that will clearly be a
right.
problem." Um,
Yeah. No. Okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
she mentions that they are in the town of Valkia, which is just south of the like that big bend, the sort of river. It's south of Fort Aurora. It's about 4 days away.
Hmm.
Sort of part of like your task is going to be just getting there. It's not going to be too hard. She kind of brings out a map somewhat like this, where she points out like the different roads and routes and stuff. She says it's a pretty straight path. There's a lot of main roads, a lot of sort of trade hubs. You can probably take the river for a little bit even too, but overall you should get there in about 4 days. We'll make sure that you are fully stocked with everything you need to get there. There's some rest stops you can camp at where the other people will be, that sort of thing. You should be overall pretty safe just getting there.
Oh, that's good to hear. I, I think I can manage overall pretty safe. I have been on the road for a while now.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't think it'd be too much trouble for you. Plus, it's something that's going to be part of your job is going to be you being on your own a lot. Um, so it's the best way to learn is to just to do it.
Thank you,
And
Agent Cisco.
yeah, and she was like, I
With
feel
the
like she
hat in hand, just
yeah, I feel like she
waddling.
said this to you
Oh,
many times before too, where she's kind of like, you don't need to do that, It's like,
oh, sorry.
yeah, where it just like keeps happening.
I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
he's battered. I was like, okay, and yeah, but she says, yeah, but do you have any questions or anything you need to know? Oh, I forgot to tell you, you'll be
Who's my
meeting up with
contact?
Kim Craggs. She's the one that'll be your sort of mentor and job giver and that sort of thing. She'll help you settle in.
Excellent, Kim Craig. Okay, and I just gotta learn as much as possible.
Yeah, pretty much just like I said, this a lot of this is for the most part just uh bonding between our two organizations since we help each other out a lot since we're sort of in similar fields and we have a pretty good relationship. This is just a good way. So learn what you can for yourself, and if there's things you pick up, it might not be the worst. You come back, maybe share some stuff with other vendors here. You always try and make sure that everybody has as much knowledge as they can going around. So it's always
Thank you.
helpful.
Okay, yeah, I won't let you down, Agent.
Says, oh, I'm
But
sure you won't. I think you have a very
Madam
promising future
Venator.
here.
Thank you.
So yeah, is there anything you want to do first before heading out? You don't have to head out until tomorrow. So it's all good. Everything will be able to get packed up, all the food, water, and like whatever supplies you need and all that sort of thing. That won't be any trouble at all.
I think yeah. Apart from the supplies, Corwin is probably going to go to the library and see. I imagine there is a section which is okay to actually lend books from.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's going to grab something for the road
Sounds good.
to read.
Yeah,
I
anything in
imagine
particular
he's
that
been
you're
spending
going for? Anything like is it like a fiction kind of book, or are you looking for like some like an informative book? What are you looking for?
histories and stuff. I imagine he's probably going to pick up if there's anything that is like. I was going to say folk tales, but I guess they're not folk tales when real world magic exists
I
so
think it
much.
still be
But
folktales for sure. But yeah, but I think folktales or even just just like sort of just tales from Pyrrhion of different things. Some might be
yeah,
real, some might be fake. One of those kinds of books where there could be all
so
sorts of
he's
things.
thinking like, if I read this, I get some background information on these kinds of people. I know not all of it's going to be legit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hopefully Corwin doesn't reference anything that is like truly offensive to
Yeah.
therianthropes, but we'll see.
Yeah, this is like pretty problematic stuff, and they were like, "Wait a minute, I know
Yeah.
this is not
So
true."
all you guys have fleas, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
read it in
it's
the
just like,
book.
oh no.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so that'll be the main thing, besides like regular supplies and stuff like that.
Perfect.
And I imagine he spends a fair amount of time just heading around the fort, saying bye to a lot of people who they don't really. They're
They
like,
don't.
"Oh yeah, it's this new kid who's been hanging around a lot," and he's like, "I've made these attachments. I'm good friends with these people. I better go and let them know I'm heading out
Yeah.
on the road."
Yeah,
It's like,
I feel like some of the bars are like, okay, well, hey, good luck, like, hey, get a good job out there, kid. Just make sure you don't die and that sort of thing. Other people are like, like, I'm kind of busy here, but
yeah, right. Like yeah, I did the laundry. I don't know why you keep talking to me.
yeah, yeah, no, that's great. I feel also one thing that's at Fort Aurora, which is developed from one of the other player stories, is that there is a bit of a small standing army of undead that are sort of like these fungal undead that are here.
I
And
wonder whose
I
story that's
imagine that
gonna
you'd
come
be like,
from.
"Hey, goodbye," and it's like,
Yeah, every one of them individually. Like, I'll catch you later. Fantasy Harry name.
yeah. So yeah, you get yourself ready. You try and get as best of a good night's sleep that you can, and you set out the next morning. Overall, the first 2 days are fairly unexciting. You pass through the gorgeous mountains. You head down into the dense redwood forests of Pyrrhion. It's a very nice walk. You are on the different trails. You know, you come across stray merchants here and there, handfuls of pilgrims and laborers, and you also get like rest stops and traveling caravans. Overall, it does seem like there's a lot of business and foot traffic going on. So it seems like for the most part, it's pretty safe at this point where it's all pretty good. I mean, you might even talk to some people, get to share some food with somebody making some stew or that kind of thing. But overall, nothing much really happens. However, on the third day, sort of in like early to mid morning, while you're walking down this lonely stretch of road, you hear the sounds of growls mixed with the sounds of whimpering off to the right, right in the woods, like just like right off the road there. Like you're just walking down, it's just like right over there. It's like it's not in view from the road, but just like a little bit inwards.
Oh, I should probably check that out. I read a story once of a lion who had a thorn in its paw, so I could be about to make a powerful ally right now. I think Corn will be very cautiously. He's not a complete fool,
Yeah.
but will cautiously start heading over that direction. Maybe making
Okay.
some noises, some sort of cooing. Hello, hey, what's going on?
Yeah. So you say that, and thankfully you've been saying it sort of like low enough that whatever is in there probably heard it, but it seems preoccupied because when you kind of go into the woods just a little bit, sort of trying to see without, fully throwing yourself into the bush,
Hmm.
you see what looks like this green weevil the size of a Rottweiler. Backed up against a tree while these like two wolves snap at it. You can tell by the way that's limping, like one of its legs has already been hurt. It's with its big proboscis, it's like keeping them back a little bit, but it does look like this is a losing battle. They're sort of swiping and like biting and like just trying to like find a little bit of a weakness against it, and it's just sort of like whimpering and trying to just keep them back.
Oh no. I have to save my poor Weevil son. Um, I'm a classic role player. You've given me an animal in distress. I've already adopted it.
Yeah, it's already
I'm gonna be.
mine.
I'm just gonna turn the camera off and cry if this thing dies. I warn you. Um, I think the first thing I'm gonna need to do is get the wolves' attention.
Okay.
Um, so I'll yell. I'll yell real loud. Hey,
Okay.
you mean wolves? Probably just start like I've got my staff, so just smashing it into the branches to make a
Okay.
lot of noise, make myself seem large and intimidating.
All
Not
right.
one of Corwin's strengths, I'll admit.
Yeah, is Corwin, because is Corwin tall? Like how big is he a big guy, or what's the?
I imagine him as fairly lanky.
Mm-hmm.
Um, medium height.
Yeah,
Not someone you'd say he's tall. You wouldn't say he's short. Just
yeah,
like, oh, he's that guy.
just an
Yeah,
average guy, just
just an average,
just
just
an
an average
average
Joe.
Joe win.
Joe.
All right, yeah. So you do that, and you do get their attention. And they do sort of like turn towards you, and start growling. One sort of keeps it's like it sort of goes like sort of perpendicular to the weevil, where it sort of keeps like it in its vision. But the other
Hmm.
one starts moving up towards you, it like baring its teeth, growling. Um, and I think what we'll do here, not that they're immediately going to attack, but just for the sake of just easy put out the
Yep.
rounds, we're gonna go into combat here, just for the sake of rounds. While people are alone in these games with combat, players always go first, just for the sake of a
Makes
little
life
bit,
easy.
just a little bit of leeway, so you don't immediately get domed.
Hmm.
But yeah, what do you want to do? This one, there's one a little bit further back, and there's one sort of slowly crawling up towards you with its teeth bared.
Okay. I want to. I think I can't take on two wolves. On my own. I feel like that's gonna work out poorly for me. So I wanna slip my pack off my shoulders and
Hmm.
reach in. And I feel like if I'm a day or two out, maybe hmm, I've probably got some meat, maybe some preserved
Yeah.
jerky or something
Oh,
like that.
absolutely. You
I want to
definitely
go
you
that.
definitely have jerky or meat and something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Throw some jerky out to this wolf who's prowling towards me to see if he'll go for that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I think. At first he looks. You know what? Well, thing what I'll do here is. I'd say. Uh, I think he looks pretty happy with that. Um, I'm gonna say give me a convince check. I'll give you a +1 to
Okay.
this roll, just to sort of see if maybe like you do it in a way that sort of like doesn't make him like jump and go to attack you or anything like that.
All right. Uh,
Okay, fucking Christ.
that seems
11.
good.
Yeah, 11's real good. Okay. Um yeah. you throw down that meat, and at first it kind of jumps back a little bit and then sniffs at it and like looks up back to you. Um and then starts like biting down into the meat. And then the other one sort of sees it just like munching down to like this pretty. I imagine you gave like a pretty decent amount of meat from your pack there. So
Yeah,
the other one
yeah.
kind
A
of like
handful.
runs up towards it and starts ripping out towards meat from it. They start getting into like not so much a fight, but they start like snapping over different parts. They seem clearly hungry. While they're distracted, is there anything you want to do?
I think I need to get this weevil out
Yeah.
of here. Um, if I motion to the weevil to go, does it respond at all?
Yeah, if you, I'd say yeah, sure. If you're trying to get like to go, like go away from it, um, like it sees what's happening and it starts like moving away from it. It seems like weevils are pretty intelligent creatures, in Pyrrhion. It seems as you motion it, it does seem to like move away slowly away from the wolves that are chomping down the meat. Um, and yeah, and they're still distracted eating this meat. What do you want to do? Is there anything else that you're doing? Are you backing
I
off?
think
Or
the
you?
main thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna reach into my pack for yet another food stuff.
Yeah.
I'm going for a real foodie build.
Yeah.
And I imagine I've got some spices with me. Corwin enjoying all sorts of different culinary flavors.
Yeah.
So we definitely have some chili powder with him. So I'm
Mm.
just gonna hold on to this chili powder and start backing away. So I'm prepared if these two wolves come for me, boom, in the face.
Okay, perfect. All right, yeah. So you just get that chili powder ready. Um, and there's so much in it. And so are you backing off to the road? Or are you going
Yeah, I'm
like where the
backing off
weevil
to the
is? What are you
road.
doing? Yeah.
So the weevil, is that cutting off through into the bushes again?
It's sort of just going like perpendicular, or sorry, it's sort of going parallel to the road right now, where it's sort of slowly moving away from the wolves. It seems like it's limping pretty badly from its wounded leg. Um,
So yes, Corwin's plan of attack here is to get away from the wolves
yeah.
and and meet up with the Weevil
Yeah.
if he can, but doesn't want to like, okay, well I'll just walk past these slightly distracted wolves,
Yeah.
give them the space they need.
Yeah, no,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah, I feel like for this, you definitely give it enough food where like you're on the third day so far, so you probably don't have much food left. I mean, you're only a day away, so you're probably gonna be eating a little
mhm.
bit lean for the next day or so. But you were able to at least keep them. I think it's enough that they're distracted for a while and got what they need really. Um, and so you move on to the road and you walk down for a little while and you do see the weevil in the bushes sort of come up towards you. Its proboscis is kind of like going up and down as it kind of whines towards you. It's just like let's have this little like squeal, and just
Oh,
sort of
hey,
moves up
buddy.
towards you.
Oh, hey. I'll reach my hand out so I can smell my hand.
Yep, and yeah, it's
Hey,
sort of
you
just
got a sore leg. Oh, can I? I'm gonna look at that. Is that okay? I'll just be slowly talking, reaching out, um,
yeah,
trying to have a look at this wounded leg.
yeah. He sort of at first kind of like jumps away from you a little bit. But seeing that you're not trying to like do anything to it, as it sort of seems to be gaining a little bit of like confidence towards you, since it seems like you were at least able to help it out. It seems intelligent enough. Like I actually will say, you've have experience with weevils. Weevils are very common in Pyrrhion. Like they are the pack animals. There's also
Mm,
all different kinds that are here. This one does seem particularly more intelligent to you than most have. Like even for intelligent weevils, the way it
oh
seems to
dear.
know what you're doing is kind of weird to you. That it seems to know that. Um,
He's a perfect boy. Of course, he's a little genius.
yeah, he's a little he's like the size of like a pretty decent sized dog. It's just like this green weevil.
Hmm.
I say little, but he's a pretty big fucking one, especially
Yeah, pretty big weevil.
pretty big fucking weevil. But yeah, after once it realizes that like you're not trying to hurt it or anything, yeah, you get a look at it. It seems like it doesn't look too bad. It's probably gonna need some proper medical care, but you could
Hmm.
probably get patched up if you want to give me like a heal check. I guess here's the question: is that you can give me a heal check if you're trying to do it fast and you're trying to do it before the wolves, like if anything happens with the wolves, because you're far away a bit. Like if you want to do it quickly so that they don't catch up to you or anything if they end up doing that. Um, or you can wait a while, maybe keep moving while it's injured and seeing if you want to like heal it later. So I'll leave it up to you if you want to try and heal it now, if you want to heal it later. Um, if you
I
don't make a
think
heal check, you're probably gonna be waiting around for a while. Like it's gonna take you longer to do. But if you do want to do a heal check, it'll be at least a quicker try.
I think the first point of order is to get away from these wolves,
Mm-hmm.
as they're probably going to be fairly hungry still,
Yeah,
and know a source of food. How how heavy is this weevil? Could I
I
considerably pick him up?
Yeah, I'd say you probably put him under one arm. I would say you probably have to
Yeah,
would have to like it would definitely slow you down where you had to like put him down every once in a while because he's pretty heavy. But he's like a dog. Like, it's one of those things where like dogs are
yeah,
like and like I would say he's still probably a little bit lighter because it's not as much like muscly meat that
yeah.
dogs have. But you can sort of like grab
Your
him and try and
bones.
lift him.
Yeah, yeah. And I assume as long as that's faster than him limping along,
Yeah,
um, I'm gonna do that to put some distance between myself and the wolves.
sounds good.
And then maybe like when I'm at camp, or what's it like in terms of inns and settlements? Are there like small travelers inns or abbeys that you can stay in along the paths? How does that work
Yeah, I
in
would
this
say
fantasy world you've created?
where
Tell me some of
road
your world
stops
building, Alex.
abound.
Ooh.
Woo! Yeah, I would say looking at the map pretty quickly from what Shaskar has given you, where she's sort of marked off different spots, it does seem like probably by the time it gets like probably like another like 5 to 6 hours or so, you'll be
Hmm.
able to get to like not so much like an inn, but like one of those like road stops where like it has like a shelter from what she told you. She sort of tried to lay out where the best places are. It has like a shelter from like rain and wind, that kind of thing, and there's like campsites and stuff for cooking and that sort of thing. So that's probably the closest one that you're gonna get to before you arrive in Valkia tomorrow. Um,
Yeah, okay. I'll push through to get to that before I look at the weevil's leg.
Yeah, sounds
As I
good.
feel that's where we're going to be safest from wolves. Hopefully, we lost them by that point.
Yeah, absolutely. And overall, I think you used up a lot of your meat. I think you were pretty quick trying to get out there, so you just got him, and then you're sort of like making your way with his weevil under your arm. He's kind of just like being carried. He seems a little bit happy not having to walk for a while. He's just letting out like little happy squeals, as you're bringing him with you. And the wolves don't follow you. Thankfully, it seems like even if they are still hungry, they weren't hungry enough to go after you. And you make it to that rest stop as the sun's starting to set. It seems like there's nobody here. It seems like you're the only one that's here right now. Maybe there might be some other people that show up. You have seen people on the road today, but probably even gotten some weird looks as the guy who's walking down with a weevil under his arm.
Carrying a weevil.
Yeah, who's that?
I'm
Weevil
gonna eat
man?
well tonight. I'm just kidding. I would never eat
Yeah,
Roderick.
yeah, just like a little from the weevil.
It's a joke. It's a joke, man.
But yeah, you make it to that campsite, and you can easily, while you're getting like dinner ready and everything else, just sort of patch him up very
Splint
easily.
it up.
He does seem pretty interested in like the flour you have, like in your pack, where he seems to be putting his proboscis like, ooh, what's this?
Oh, yeah. I'll get some out. Put it in a little bowl.
Oh,
him.
yeah, he goes crazy for that shit.
Just doing lines of flour, just hoofing it up.
Yeah, and you get him pretty well healed up. He's probably gonna still be a little bit stiff here and there, but it was mostly just like it seemed like sprained more than like broken or like anything like that.
Oh,
So
good.
it seems like you're at least able to like get pretty good.
Oh, there you go, buddy. You're all fixed up. That's good. And now, don't you go running into any wolves again. Although, in saying that, if you do want to hang out with me, there kind of is the possibility that will happen. But they're good wolves this time. What do you say? You want to hang out with me? I give him a little pat on the head.
Yeah, he seems pretty receptive to that. He's acting very dog-like. When you're sort of like next to like the campfire or sitting down like on one of the benches, like he just goes over and like lays at your feet and just sort of curls up next to you. He doesn't seem like he wants to leave.
Hell yeah. I'm not gonna make him go away.
Yeah, I will just make his stat block configure Bernard owner. And yeah, and you can if you want, you can think of a name for your green weevil when you have a chance.
Excellent.
From what you know with weevils, they aren't like bad fighters or anything like that. Just that it seems like this one got pretty injured, so he might be of some use. It's gonna be tough to like, even with his intelligence, it's not gonna be like I can easily control him in combat where he'll do exactly what I say. But he might at least be a helpful little guy who will hopefully keep things back if it seems like there's more than just one of you on the road.
This weevil's a genius. I trust him with my life.
Yeah, he's doing like math equations in the sand next to the camp.
Yeah. After proboscis. What's 2 times 3?
Yeah.
Done it. Just randomly waving around. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 6. Yep, those ones don't count. He got it.
Amazing. Yeah. So it looks like you have a name there for him already.
Yeah, Roderick.
That's perfect. That's a great weevil name.
It is going to be it's going to be hard not to say Waterwick the Weevil.
Yeah.
I'll try and resist.
Waterwick the Weevil.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. But yeah, the rest of your travels pretty normal. There's not much left to get to Valkia. You'll get to Valkia tomorrow by like maybe like midday or so. So you're able to just get some decent sleep in this campsite. You know, there's some like straw bedding here and there, but it's clearly not well maintained. It seems like one of those things where like travelers who come through kind of maintain it kind of thing, where it's like, hey, if you're coming through and you have the abilities to keep it going, but there's not like a little guy going around keeping everything clean or anything like that. A few people stop by, so it seems like at least a little bit safer, as like there's a few people who stop in, like more people are cooking, so at least you're not alone when like the nighttime fully comes. And yeah, I don't know if you want to talk to any of them or anything like that, but overall, some of them like say hi. They seem pretty like kind of not, I'm not gonna say distant, but they kind of are just like, hey, long day of travel. I
Yeah,
don't have much time to talk, or don't have much energy to talk.
yeah. I'd probably just make niceties,
Yeah,
small talk, that sort of thing with them.
yeah,
Tell them to watch out for those wolves.
yeah. Well, they thank you. Oh, yeah. I've heard there's been more wolf attacks around, so thank you. They usually don't attack big groups of people though, so we should be okay. But thank you.
Yeah, yeah. You should be all right on your with a larger company.
Yeah. Yeah, and they all get ready and make food and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, overall, pretty uneventful night. Roderick just sleeps like at the foot of your bed, or like sleeps in the bed with you. He gets himself pretty cozy. He's probably not the coziest guy. Like he's just this chitinous kind of.
Yeah. Really hard, smooth, slightly
Yeah.
cold all the time.
Yeah, he's like a great pillow because it's always like cold. We're just like,
Yeah, I
ooh.
was just thinking like it's just always the cold side of the
Yeah.
pillow.
Roderick, the best pillow. um, but yeah, you head out the next morning, and you finally make it to Valkia. You sort of cross some rivers, a few bridges. It's very gorgeous in this area. It seems like there is just a lot of different agriculture here as you get closer to Valkia. You're seeing that this is already, before you even get to the town itself, that there's already like farms of different crops and that sort of thing. You see pastures with the animals and that sort of thing. You reach the peak of a large hill, and over the other side is just this gorgeous, beautiful farming town. Like I mentioned, you see more farm, more crops and what we're looking for, livestock and all sort of stuff in the distance. You see also that there's like a river that cuts through this town, where there's little like small boats drifting kind of lazily down it into town. There's spinning water mills, people cleaning and bathing and doing clothes and all sort of stuff. However, outside of this looking like your typical prosperous farming town, there is one feature that definitely stands out. And on the far side of town, you see this large stone and wood 2-story fort. In a both impressive and also kind of tacky way, you do find it vaguely resembles the head of a bear. Like it's cool, but at the same time, it is a little bit like, okay, this is a bit much for the vibes going on in the rest of the village here.
Yeah, your classic bear fort in your idyllic pastoral town.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, okay, that's
All right.
okay. Whatever you guys want to do.
You guys like talking to each other or no? No?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And yeah, and sort of leading into town is this dirt road that you're on. You see in front of you, about like 80 feet down, there's this wooden archway that has like the town name, like Valkia, on it. And just next to that, you see this very butch woman in these green coveralls. She has like just massive arms and legs, and she's got like a beer belly. She's just drinking what looks like a liter-sized glass bottle. And you see on the table that she's at, there's just a sign that says Corwin on it.
That's me.
Yeah, she gives you a wave.
All right, I'll head up. I'll wave. Hi. I'm Corwin. Are you Kim?
That's me. Hey, welcome, kid. So you're the little
Hey.
spider who's joining us?
Yeah, I am. I puff up my chest, proudly showing off my Venator badge, always on display, and it's shiny. Like I've been on the road all day. I just am constantly dusting this thing off. Yeah. Oh yeah. There we go.
Well, yeah.
Like there's always a little reflection wherever I am. The sun
yeah, there's a little bit of light just fucking
shining off it.
Yeah, she puts like a big hand on your shoulder and says, "Well, welcome, Corwin. It's great to have you. I'm sure you've had a long trip getting down here. Oh, who's this little guy?" And she looks down towards Roderick.
This is Roderick. We met on the road. I saved him from some wolves who were attacking him.
Oh. And she bends down and sort of puts her hand out to rub his head, and sort of Roderick kind of pauses for a second and then just sort of like puts his head towards her, and she gives the quick scratch. She says, "Oh, it's very cute."
He is. He's traveling with me now.
Oh, perfect. Well, I mean, yeah, weevils tend to be pretty temperamental. Or sorry, they're very well like their mood's very good. Is what I mean. He like bites her, rips her apart. Whoa!
Oh god! Oh right.
Yeah.
He morphs into a final form.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we're not going to reveal that Roderick's the big bad for I think a few
Yeah,
more episodes. Right?
that'll be like 3 seasons in where he's just
Gotcha.
goes
You've been
evil Super
channeling
Saiyan
power
Roderick.
into me
Yeah.
the whole time, Corwin.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be so funny.
That would be incredibly dumb, but very
Yeah, it's
fun.
so. I was just like, I'm done with this. I'm done with this world. I want to ruin it the worst way possible, so nobody ever asks me about it again.
Yeah, just memory hole it like Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Boom,
exactly. Or
gone.
just do it, and it's so badly nobody ever talks about it again.
Oh, we shouldn't be sharing these secrets of the AP profession.
Yeah, this is what we all do when we're done with things.
um, yeah. So, well, yeah, I'm here to help out. What needs doing?
Perfect. Well,
Direct me.
yeah. Well, she says, well, first, we'll bring you over to the fort, get you, squared away and all that sort of stuff. But no, we have a job for you that you and I are gonna set up tomorrow morning. Actually, we have some big stuff. But before we get to that, and she starts like picks up like the big ball of beer she has and starts to sort of like gives you a wave to follow her.
Mm-hmm.
She says, "Tell me about yourself, Corwin. What do you do with the vendors usually? What's your whole deal?"
Oh, I'm very new to it actually. I've just previously been working as a guard, and then the Venators kind of took me on, which is great. They say I've got some, I don't really understand it, but some kind of magic, anti-magic vibe going on. So
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Shaskara mentioned that. I didn't realize you were. I knew you were young. I didn't realize you were that new to the vendors. But they did mention that you had some sort of anti magic thing that'll be very useful for our job tomorrow that we're
good.
dealing. Yeah.
I don't fully understand it all yet, but that's what they tell me. I guess it makes sense. I've never had much luck with magical items.
Mm.
I got a little toy that was supposed to fly when I was young, and I could never get it to work. So
Oh, that's very
I guess it
sad.
was that. Yeah, yeah. There's been quite a few things. If you know anyone here who is relying on a magical device for life support, please just keep that in mind. I would hate to mess any of that up
Yeah,
again.
yeah, she says, yeah, no, we'll absolutely know if there's anything, but overall, we don't have much magic going on, at the fort. It's mostly just a bunch of, and she looks around and she kind of like says, I'm assuming you already know our secret. We're
I'm aware.
yeah, yeah, and she says, we're pretty well tied in with this community. She sort of looks around, and like as you're walking in the town, there's people who are coming by, like, oh hey, is this the new Venator? Is this the little spider? And people are like shaking your hand, and like she's just
Yeah.
introducing you as you go by. There's like the cobbler and like the miller and that kind of thing. It seems like it's a pretty tight knit community. And she kind of mentions like, yeah, we take care of each other here. Some of them know about it, but overall, just try and keep it to yourself, please. It's there's a lot of stigma. As you guys are crossing over a bridge, there's a lot of stigma between people and that sort of thing. A lot of them think we're just savage animals, but clearly we can do
Well,
a
not
lot of
all of
good.
you, I guess.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
And yeah, you head further into the town and past a few more people, but you get to this big, large bear head of a
Hmm.
fortress. And as you go towards it, there's like this there's this big stone fence that sort of rings around it. There's a big metal gate. It looks like everything's open and pretty like casual right now, but it does look like it's all designed that like if things go bad, that it seems like
Could be locked
you
down.
look at the town, it seems like a lot of it's designed to like everybody funnels here. If anything happens, like this is like the sort of rallying point of like just get here to stay safe, and like they'll close up and everything. So everything's casual and open right now, but it does look like everything's pretty well prepared if anything happens at any
Wow.
point.
It kind of looks like a big bear's head.
Yeah,
Um,
that was the design. Our leader Rudolph fucking he he thought it would be funny, I guess, or I don't know. He's always had a fascination with bears, and that's our sort of thing with strength and that kind of thing. And well, he designed it, and I mean, it's you get used to it, but some people still complain to this day about how it's a bit of an eyesore. But for me now, it's
It
home.
certainly
So
stands out. I mean, this is the first place I was going to come if you hadn't met me at the town
yeah,
border.
it's not a bad landmark. It certainly makes us stand out here. Um,
So, Rudolph, is he of the Urswine persuasion
yep, just
then?
like me. Yeah,
Oh, you're a bear person.
yeah.
Oh, cool, cool. So is it? Because I assume at this point we're like inside. It's a bit more private.
So you're not inside just yet, but you are about to enter like the
We're
doors and
moving
like
into
yeah.
like
Yeah,
their
and like
yard
you're like
area, kind
and
of.
right now like you're still pretty much alone, but like you look around and like on one side to your right you see like a bunch of people training, like people that are part of the mercenary company that seem like you see younger
Mhm.
ones being trained by older people and sort of thing. To your left you see a bunch of tables where people are drinking and like some of them are like hey like they sort of like just put up their hands and it's like, nobody like comes over or anything, but it's all pretty like hey how's it go and
I
sort of
love it.
holding up beers.
Community.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like a pretty
Uh,
like tight knit and pretty chill place.
so are you all bears, or are there different kinds of
No, there's
animals?
all kinds. We have ones who are wolves, rats, boars.
All mammals then, or
Yeah,
oh, okay, so mammals only. You don't
pretty
have
much.
any
Yeah,
like
I mean there are
cool.
definitely shapeshifters and that sort of thing, but they're not part of our group. But for the most part,
Right.
we have those were tigers, were rats, were boars.
Wow.
All
And
kind
were
of things.
rats? Are they the same? Are they rat size or?
No, they're sort of human sized, but they have sort of rat like features that they
Oh
sort of
wow.
when we change. She says sort of like she seems sort of amused with how like interested you are in this sort of thing. But says no, like when I turn like into my form, like
Mhm.
I do get bigger, but I'm not like I don't turn into like a Kodiak sort of
Right.
giant sort of
Okay.
thing. But yeah,
So there's no conservation of mass. Sort of like you will you be actually bigger when you change?
yeah.
Whoa. Cool. Oh man, is that really useful for like getting stuff off high shelves and things? You retain your
Yeah, she kind of just
you
like
have your mental acuity, right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely. We kind of have rules about not turning into like the full animal because you kind of lose control of yourself at times. That's a big thing. So we sort of have kind of like a half form where it sort of enhances your physical abilities and your senses and that sort of stuff. But you know,
Is that like
I know what joke you want to make.
just the legs, or what sort of what half?
She says no like as in like halfway between a human
Oh,
and a
right.
bear, a human and a
Mm-hmm.
tiger, a human and a wolf kind of thing. So
Could
we
you
just get
can you do
furrier,
just half?
bigger legs, bigger arms. Everything gets sort of bigger and or in terms of like the were rats, they're kind of more just they don't get much bigger. They kind of just get
You
a
get
little
more
bit.
scrungly.
Yeah, they get more scrungly. That perfect word for it, scrungly. Yeah.
No, I've been reading up in Fort Aurora. Um, I know a bit of the terminology now.
That's the scientific term. Yeah, they get
Mm.
scrungly.
Can you do just parts of your body? I'm sorry. Is this rude?
No,
I
no,
just
that's totally fine, man.
I've
It's nice having it's nice having somebody ask about it. Um, no, not really. It's more just like you sort of can bring it out to a certain extent. There's times where might be able to make your teeth bare and that kind of thing. But overall, it's not like I can
whoa.
make one arm all hairy and this one's fine or anything like that. It's more just like I don't. At least I don't have that much level of control. Maybe some other people do, but for me, I'm just yeah,
Wow, that's cool. Thank you.
yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
mean to be rude. I'm just
No, no, no.
I,
I mean, if you're gonna be staying with us for a while, I think it's makes complete sense to be asking these kinds of questions. And she opens like the big wooden door and ushers you in,
mm,
and you enter in to what looks like a pretty big sort of great hall. You see a large roaring fireplace on the far side. On the walls are pelts and tapestries and weapons and all sort of different kinds of ornamentation. There's like shields, and all these tables.
pelts feels like a really interesting thing to
Yeah.
have on the wall of
Yeah,
someone who can turn into an animal.
yeah, yeah. They're definitely that definitely is a weird vibe for sure. Where it's like,
Mm,
are these animals or are these people you've hunted? Like,
yeah.
what's the pelt?
Are we like Is that, are we remembering a kill or a fallen comrade? I'm not really sure what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah. When you die, you get put up on the wall. Your skin gets stretched out across the wall. That's your.
Oh man, I'm now thinking like the leader would just have the last leader's animal form as like a cloak, and that just keeps happening.
Oh, it
That
just
just
yeah.
oh, that's messed up.
That's fucked up. Um, yeah, it seems like it
Sorry.
probably is from like actual like hunted wolves and deer and that kind of thing, where it seems like it's probably just like hopefully just like
Hmm.
hunted animals and just sort of part of the decor. Um, yeah, do you have anything you want to ask or say?
No, no, I'm taking it all in, just
Yeah.
walking around. Whoa, this is incredible. How long have you guys been here?
Yeah, she says, well, we got together, ooh, 50, 60 years ago. And that was before my time, obviously. She looks like she's probably like in her like mid 30s or so, maybe early
Mhm.
30s. Says, but yeah, I think Rudolph started with his, well, now late wife, but yeah, they he started it and sort of started getting people together. He thought if he could, make changes to his life and sort of try and help, others make changes, that maybe that, this curse doesn't have to be the end of your life, and started trying to help others and that sort of thing. Because I'm just so you're aware, we don't just we try to only put down the ones who can't really be
Oh,
saved,
yeah.
the ones who
No,
don't
I
want to be saved, the ones who just can't control themselves at all. We have a lot of leeway. We have like, and I don't know, it sounds kind of bad, but we do have down the basement. We do have like basically like a little bit of some cages in a prison where like we can try and hold you so you can until you can control your powers.
right.
But there's a certain point where if you can't be saved, then you can't be saved. It's dark, but I'm just trying to be blunt with you because I want you to be aware of that, because that's gonna be something you're
I
gonna have to deal
appreciate
with.
that. Oh, okay. Right.
Yeah. Well, at least when you're working with us, that is.
Okay, yeah, no. Sure. I can
Um.
I can handle that. Tighten
Yeah.
my grip on my staff slightly.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like white knuckling it, and as you do that, this woman runs up. She seems to come in from like what looks like the ones like swingy kitchen doors. A woman comes
Mhm.
out. She looks like she has like sort of long brown hair. She's quite a bit like, I would say, she's not like super thin, but definitely like not nearly as thick as Kim is. And she runs up to Kim and sort of just jumps into her arms and gives her a big kiss. She says, "Kim, you're back."
Oh,
And she looks over to you and says, "Oh, is this our little Venator? Hi, I'm
hello.
Aaliyah."
Oh, hey, Elliot. I'm Corwin. Re reporting for duty.
And she lets out Leah giggle. She's like, "Oh, you're adorable. Do you want any food? You're probably pretty hungry after your big trip, right?"
Oh, yeah, that would be great. Thanks. I'm actually really hungry. I had a run-in with some wolves, and they ate a significant portion of my provisions.
Oh,
Um, so if you've got some food, I'd really appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely. And as she says that, she sees Roderick and she's like, "Oh, who's this? Oh," and she gets out. "Who's this little guy?"
This is Roderick. He he was being attacked by the aforementioned wolves. But we worked together to escape, and now he's traveling with me.
Oh.
He's very smart.
She says, "Yo, yes, you are. I'm sure you're very fine." She starts like scratching underneath his chin, and she says, "Okay, I'll get
Yeah.
I'll get you some food too, Roderick." And yeah, she gets up and goes back towards what looks like the big sort of galley. And Kim sort of brings you over to one of the tables, and yeah, so as you sit down, Kim sets down her big beer that looks like it's mostly empty at this point. Soon after Aaliyah comes back, she has like this sort of big bowl full of like what looks like water and flour that she puts down for Roderick,
Mm.
and she puts down like this big plate. Actually, she brings you two plates. She's like, "I didn't know which one you want. We have both lasagna and grilled fish with veggies, so I didn't know which one you want. So I just thought I'd get you both because I forgot to ask you." And she just puts both plates down in front of you.
Oh wow, thank you. Um, I'll start eating the grilled fish.
Yeah, it's
We'll
good.
see if I get to the lasagna.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, it seems like it's got like some really great spices on there. There's like a bed of
Oh
rice
wow.
underneath. It's just like it's pretty good cooking. Um,
Mm, this is fantastic.
oh, thank you. Yeah, me and the other cooks we made today. We got some fresh fish in from the river, so we thought we'd grill it up, and I'm glad you like it.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. I love these herbs on here. I've not tried these before. What are you? Is this local?
Yeah, it's
Some
super
local
rosemary.
spices and
Yeah.
herbs?
Whoa, extreme.
Where
Yeah,
rosemary?
yeah, where rosemary? Yeah, yeah, yeah. They actually eat wolfsbane like for that extra spice to it. You know, for them it's like a that's all like a myth. No, but yeah, no, it's like there's like chili powder and thyme, probably some rosemary.
Yeah,
There's actually like probably like some sliced lemons right in like the middle of the grilled fish, so you have like a sort of citrusy kind of flavor that goes through. Salt, pepper, all kinds of things on there that are good.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
All right, we better not get too much into this. I'll get hungry. I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah,
leave
yeah.
you
Go
guys
on
a
for like,
lunch.
yeah. We will give a throw to this. I'll just go super in depth on like the food and stuff. Um, yeah, and some other mercenaries come in, and so she runs off. Uh, to go deal with that. And after she runs off, Kim says, well, while you're eating, I guess we can talk about business since we're in a safe spot here. Um, so part of the reason why we kind of asked for somebody like you was there's a were-rat by the name of Donnie Vigo. He's from Getterlung. He's a real piece of work.
It's the work, eh?
Thing is, we kind of learned that he was already a monster before he was turned. It turns out that while he was in Gerlung, there's a big sort of were-rat group that's in there. Were several were-rat groups, and I wouldn't say so much a community, though there are some like that. It's just that like Gerlung is a very safe place to hide if you're somebody who doesn't want to be found. And apparently he was bit, but I'm gonna be honest, this is gonna be pretty dark. But he was known to basically be a serial killer. He killed kids. He was getting away with it for a long time because he was doing it in Gerlung, where there is law there, but it's people go missing all
It's
the
getting
time.
along.
But turns out that a while back he killed some people related to the Brava Consortium, which is the big alcohol sort of cartel that's run out of Gerlung. And so he got the hell out of there, since they were probably going to find him and do whatever they were going to do. So there's actually some decent money in this for us anyway. Normally, all the jobs we do, I'm not sure if the vendors explained this to you yet, but the vendors give us a lot of sort of donations themselves. They're a big part of our income, but also we
All
take
right.
on donations usually from across Pyrrhion from people for the services we do. But a lot of the stuff we do is basically pro bono. But this time, the consortium actually reached out to us with a big bag of coin to go find him. And we think we know where he is, and the reason why we're moving out tomorrow is that we don't want him to, get out of there before we can get him. I'm gonna be honest. We're gonna be there to kill him. This is just there's no we're not turning him over to the Brava Consortium or anything like that. They just want him dead. They just want his head. And I gotta ask you, Corwin, are you okay with that? Have you ever killed anybody before?
No, I haven't killed anyone.
Okay.
Um, I've not really had need to.
No, I'm glad. It's not something I would
I've
want.
been in fights.
Yeah.
Obviously, I worked as a guard for a while.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not gonna flinch from it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna enjoy it, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, and to be clear, if it comes down to us capturing him, I'm not gonna make you just execute him. I'll do
Oh,
that. I'll do
okay.
that.
Oh, cool.
But in the moment, if things go wrong, because part of the reason why we want something like you is that apparently he's enough of a spellcaster that the Brava Consortium found it worth mentioning.
Right.
So who knows what he can do? They mentioned that he burned up a few of their guards who were trying to capture him. So we might be dealing with somebody who's pretty dangerous. So it might become a life or death situation. But like I said, if it comes down to an execution situation, I'm not gonna make you do that. Don't worry. But you might, depending on how things go, it might turn ugly if we don't get the jump on them.
Okay. I can handle that.
She just gives you a big axe. It's just your first day. Heal this man.
Just takes you down into the basement, like, prove it. Prove that you can kill
Prove you
someone.
can kill somebody. Yeah, it's like one guy there, like, wait, what? I was just taking a nap down here.
Yeah. I was told I was ready to leave. I don't feel crazy at all anymore.
Yeah.
He's lying. He's lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
Murder him now.
Murder him now. But yeah, so she mentions that you guys are going to leave tomorrow morning because apparently he is about a day away in this abandoned logging town. He's hiding out there for now. They had some scouts going around. They were able to track him there. They're like 90% sure he's there and still there. So you guys are basically going to sit out there before he runs any further. So it's going further down south. It's getting closer to get along, but yeah. She sort of asks if you have any questions or anything.
How many of us will there be? Is it
just you and me? This is gonna be a bit of a training mission for you. We're gonna see how you do. You'll be sort of taking lead on what we're doing.
Okay.
I'll be there to make sure you don't get hurt. But overall, I'm gonna see how well you do in the field. See if you're a good fit for us.
And we believe he's alone.
Yes. Yeah. This guy. He's a real piece of shit. There's not from what we learned, he's never had many friends, and he's not exactly the social type.
Kim's selling it real hard, like how this guy deserves to die. Trust me, just you gotta fuck him up real bad.
Yeah, I would say there's a level where like you don't think she's lying to you, but there is a level of like how much of this is to like try and make you feel like okay, like I shouldn't feel too bad about this, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And so if we get in combat with them, I assume do you carry a weapon or
yeah? She says she uses
style?
a big axe. Okay,
cool.
And she also has like her bear form, so she usually just uses those.
Yeah.
Too. Yeah.
Wow. All right. I've got this staff and a dagger. I'll help how I can.
So yeah, as you say that, Aaliyah comes back out and she puts her hands on Kim's shoulder. Says, "Did you give it to him yet? Did you give him?" And Kim was like, "It was gonna be a surprise, but okay." And she reaches down underneath the table and pulls out this really really pretty brown wax canvas backpack with a red bow on it. And the way she puts it down onto the table, you can tell that there's stuff inside. And she points to it like for you to like open it up. And Aaliyah says like, yeah, that was the tailor in town made that. And I on the inside I embroidered your name and the Venator symbol so that you could make sure that nobody ever tries to say it's theirs. And it's like a really really nice bag.
Oh wow! Thank you. This is too kind.
Oh well, I wanted to make sure you were properly welcomed here.
I definitely feel very welcome. Thank you, Lee. I'll open it up and have a look at it.
Yeah, you open it up and inside you find a silvered hand axe, a silvered dagger, sort of like more like a hunting knife than a dagger. It's almost like a one of those like. It's not like a huge one, but it's got like one sort of side to it, and it seems like it's a pretty solid knife. You also see what looks like a flintlock pistol with a box of gunpowder and what looks like silver bullets, and a small bottle with a murky black liquid. And Kim says, yeah, so, we wanted to make sure that you had the proper tools to deal with this, since, as you probably know, you need silver for lycanthropes and that sort of thing. Your regular staff and dagger won't be of much use here. But one thing I will say is that in the gunpowder mixed in with it is silver shavings. So if you fire that around me and you don't have a good reason for it, you're gonna get a smack.
Oh, thank you. This is wow. This is a lot.
Yeah,
I feel very welcome. You're all very kind.
absolutely. No, we're well. And Aaliyah seems really happy. She sort of like stamps her feet a little bit on the ground. She's like, "I'm so glad you like it." Yeah, no, I wanted to make sure that well, firstly that when you're going out in the field that you're properly protected, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we're happy to have you here.
I won't let you down. I will I'll do my best to murder this man with these weapons you've given me.
Good. But yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah.
Oh,
They both seem really happy that you like it. And Aaliyah says that bottle is a concoction I make for the ones who go in the field. If you get in trouble, it might save your life. I will say it isn't very good for your heart, so I don't recommend taking it unless you need to. It won't kill you or anything, but it's not very healthy.
okay.
And mechanically, just so you know, it gives you only 3 hit points back, but for 3 rounds you'll get 2 actions per round. It kind of is
Oh,
like
wow.
kind of like a bit of like a sort of like an adrenaline sort
Adrenaline.
of shot,
Yeah.
but it's also kind of like the drop from it seems to be pretty rough. So if you do take it, you might want to make sure that like, okay, if I take this, I gotta make sure I'm gonna be safe afterwards, because I might not be able to stay conscious after.
Right. Gotcha. Oh, that's very cool. Oh, hurlant.
Yeah, just change it to
Isn't that
flint.
cool? Oh,
Yeah.
I love that it's got silver shavings
Yeah.
in the powder.
Yeah, it seems like it's not necessarily a trick that they can use, but it seems like at least something that seems like pretty dirty. And there's one usage on the fancy adrenaline, just so you're aware.
Right. Yep. And flintlock is obviously one, and then a while to reload.
Yeah, you're gonna need a little while to reload. I can check how long that is, but I think it's like enough rounds where it's like once you fire it, you're gonna want to switch
Yeah.
to someone else. Jack's character is built around weapons, so he has a thing where as an on-turn action, he can just reload his gun, which is like insane. But that's he put a lot of build stuff into just that. Essentially,
Yeah, he's focused on doing
Yeah.
that one thing. That's very cool.
Kim just mentions that Donnie's hiding in the old lumber mill, but you guys can discuss the plan mostly once you guys get out there. As you're trekking, you'll have a little bit of a, you have quite a few hours while you get there, so you can worry about all that stuff later. So she's sort of saying that as like, it seems like it's getting later now, where it's getting closer to like dinner time, where it seems like a lot of the people that were outside are coming in. Like there's people who are pulling out, different like instruments, and it's getting a little bit more rowdy in here. Drinks are going around, music's being played. Aaliyah says, "Hey, since you're finished up being there, I can show you to your room, where you'll be staying for your duration with us." And she takes you up there. It's just on the second floor. It's just like it's a pretty small Spartan room. It has like basically only like a bed, dresser, and mirror, and it's a pretty small, squat room, but it seems like a big enough size for you. Roderick kind of like immediately jumps up onto the bed and kind of just like curls up on there. And Aaliyah says that you're totally welcome to join us. Everybody having drinks and all that sort of stuff. You're welcome to hang out, get to know some people if you want. But also if you're tired after your long travel, you're welcome to hit the hay. It's up to you. Kim will wake up in the morning, so.
Oh, I love meeting new people.
Perfect. Yeah.
I love to come down and
Yeah.
hang out.
So yeah, once you get all your bags and everything just put away, Roderick seems to be just like, yeah, I'm gonna chill out here. I'm just gonna sleep on his bed. And he's doing that thing where like you do know you have to like move him when you get back, because he's doing that thing where like he curls up like in like a perpendicular kind of way, where it's like, okay, you had to pick like the worst spot to go, Roderick. Yeah. But yeah, you head back down. And it's pretty busy in here. You see Kim drinking with a few others. Everybody looks like they're all overall, for the most part, pretty built, or at least in one way or another. You've seen a lot of different scarred people. You see a lot of people out there, maybe someone with like an eye patch, or some people with like some scars on like their biceps or their face and that kind of thing. It seems like a lot of them have seen quite a bit of action. Yeah. And you head over to Kim, and Kim says, "Oh, hey, this is our new spider here," and she sort of grabs you by the arm and sort of grabs you pretty heftily, and gives you like a smack on the chest, and she says, "He's going out with me tomorrow on his first job. I'll make sure to keep him alive."
I'd certainly appreciate that, Kim.
Yeah, and like one of the guys that's around here puts out his arm, and he just goes, "Oh, hey, like I'm Vince. It's great to meet you, little guy." He's like a really big burly dude. Like Kim's a pretty big person, and he makes her look pretty small. He says, "Don't let Kim push you around too much. I'm sure you'll do just fine here."
I won't. It may be hard, but I'll certainly try.
Yeah, and there's people now like singing. There's like a whole, like, it's not quite so much a band as much as people have just sort of grabbed like lutes and drums and that kind of thing, and that sort of stuff is going on. Is there anything you want to ask anybody, or anything you want to talk about? They seem to be talking about just random things going on, talk about like current events, or random stories here and there. Is there anything that you want to ask about, like in terms of?
I don't think there's anything in particular Corwin wants to ask about. I think he's a very personable, friendly guy.
Yeah.
I think without anything specific to steer the conversation towards, you're just going to get involved in chatting, talking about what's going on.
Sounds good.
Just picking up as much sort of local knowledge as you can.
Yeah, and it seems like a lot of them are talking about, a bunch of random things. Like, one thing that comes up is that apparently there's, like, a lot of rising tensions between, like, Carquet and Voltamere that's been going on. There's been apparently some sort of dispute and fights over, like, a silver or gold mine or something. People are talking about how, there's been, like, all these things happening out of Getterlung, and, like, some jobs they've been going on that apparently, maybe some of the were-rats that are down Getterlung need to be dealt with at some point if they keep, turning more and more people into were-rats down there, and just sort of stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he'll probably be joining in with a lot of bits that either he's picked up through reading. He's just like Corwin's always been interested in this kind of stuff and like the world. And then once he became a Venator and had the library, even the baby's first Venator library open to him, he's been voraciously
just reading
consuming all that, but also like just talking about like stuff he's seen when he's traveling.
Yeah.
It always like, oh whoa, have you guys seen the bridge? At Cleaning and Soda, and like it's just chatting about that kind of stuff.
No, and some of them,
stories.
Some of them haven't, and others have. And they're like, no, I heard like it just like towers over both cities. Like I heard like it's really really old.
It's incredible. Yeah, you should go. You should check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I would, but I also heard that like it's there's a lot of stuff going on between those two. I heard like that whole bridge part's there's a lot of tensions going on, and
yeah, it is one of the only things connecting them.
Yeah.
The moment,
Yeah, you get a lot of laughs out of that one. And like when the mask's like, hey, you said you were a guard, right, before you were a Venator, and you got any good stories from when you were a guard? Any crazy things happen?
Oh, loads. Like, I mean, when you're a guard on the road, all sorts of things can happen. Mainly, people think it's all excitement about like you're fighting a group of wolves or bears. No offense, obviously. No, but
yeah, no, they take that well. Yeah,
turns into a bear. Like, oh shit, I recognize you. I know they all look the same to me. That's also a joke. Yeah, I think probably I share some sort. You're really putting me on the spot. Come up with a funny imaginary story right now. I think I should probably share stories of like interpersonal things that have happened would be the most amusing stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to tell you about fighting. You guys obviously know about fighting. Yeah, like let me tell you about a couple of merchants who used to be an item and then start feuding, and how that affects them trying to sell just
Oh, like the juicy gossip and
separate.
that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, did sort of ask was it like your dad's merchant company, or like what was the deal? Were you just working around just random jobs? Like, did you come from like a merchant background, or was it like?
I don't think Corwin came from a merchant background. No,
Okay.
his family maybe owned, I think probably like an inn or something.
Mm,
Had a fairly large family, and he was like, I don't want to. I hear stories, but I want to see them for myself.
yeah.
And then I think he probably ran away a little bit. Well,
Oh, interesting.
not so much ran away, but it was like, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
and
I'm
his
getting out
family
of
was
here.
like, no, don't do this. He's like, it's too late. I'm gone.
Yeah, spread my wings. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, no, and so like a lot of the conversations kind of go around that, sort of ask you like more about the different hot gossip and funny stories from that sort of stuff with different merchants and all the drama and all the petty businessmen and that kind of thing that you've come
Yeah.
across, and like the horrible bosses you've had to work with, and
Yeah, we get into like just an hour of horrible boss talk.
yeah. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of these guys, they probably have maybe mercenary or like outside this mercenary backgrounds, or guard backgrounds as well and stuff like that, and rant all sorts of stories. So I feel like a lot of them do like kind of mix in theirs, and like you sort of find connections with these different people. It seems like overall like you're pretty well like accepted by a lot of these people. Like it seems like overall clearly like you're not one of them, but everybody seems pretty happy to have you there.
This is why I play role-playing games for an escape from real life.
Where I can be accepted by everybody.
Everyone likes
Yes, this is better than anything
I'm
else.
doing well in a social situation. Yes.
Truly, yeah, that is the ultimate power fantasy. But yeah, that goes on for a while, and goes on like pretty early into like the early morning. Finally, Kim is like, all right, I'm gonna head to bed. We got a pretty early start tomorrow. I'll wake you up, and we'll deal with the work tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, she cracks a
And
smile.
I look at
cracks
the
a smile
guys
at that.
who I've been chatting about horrible boss stories with, and give them a little knowing look.
Yeah, no, she gives you like some pretty like when somebody's drunk and they kind of like hit you a little bit too hard. She gives you like some pretty like hard smacks onto your shoulder, as she sort of departs and heads upstairs. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I will also head to bed. I'm not gonna do my first day on the job overtired.
Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, so you head back up, kind of shove Roderick out of the way so you can get yourself somewhat comfy in your small little room there. And you honestly, for the first time in like 4 days, you've actually had like a decent bed. It's not huge or anything. It's not like crazy comfy to lap of luxury, but it's probably a lot nicer than just the random beds and ground and sleeping bags and that kind of thing that you've been dealing with while on the road. So yeah, you sleep, and then finally you're woken up by Kim knocking on the door, and says, "Hey, like I've cooked up breakfast downstairs. Come on down once you get yourself dressed and ready and everything. There's at the end of the hall. There's like a fresh water basin and everything. You can get yourself cleaned up. I'll see you down there." And she heads downstairs.
Excellent. Yeah, I think I'll clean up again. Like this is probably the first chance in a few days. On the road, you don't clean up so much. So
Yeah.
get all clean, feeling good. Got that pen on, shined up.
Yeah.
All my new equipment and stuff sorted.
Perfect. Yeah, so you get everything together, and you head down. And in front of you is this just delicious looking table of food and drinks. It seems like Kim has cooked up like a bunch of stuff: pancakes, eggs, bacon, sausage, toast, hash browns, put down coffee and juice. And you see her just like as she's talking to you, just putting like a mountain of food onto her plate, and like, "Hey, have as much as you want. You're gonna want it because we're not gonna be stopping today until we get to the old lumber mill and the old lumber town." So, and she starts just digging in.
Yeah, I'll follow her example. Having a large Corwin-sized portion. Probably not quite as much as a bear woman, but
Yeah.
but I'll do my best.
A decent amount. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so you guys munch through that as you guys are getting ready to go. People are finally like getting up and doing their own things, but overall, um, it seems like you guys are getting up pretty early. You feel like you kind of hoped maybe that you went to bed a little bit earlier. You probably didn't get quite as much sleep as you wanted, but probably got woken up like in deep REM, so you're like a little bit
Hmm.
groggy at first, you know. But after taking on a mountain of food, you guys start to head out. Aaliyah, gives her a hug goodbye and sort of wishes you good luck. She says, "All right, good luck on your first job. Just be safe, please." And Kim, and she looks at Kim and says, "Kim, please, take care of him. We don't want the vendors thinking that we're just getting getting their poor young vendors all hurt."
Don't worry, Leo. I'll make sure to bring Kim back in one piece.
Yeah, she says, you better. And Roderick kind of lets out a few little happy squeals as he follows you in tow as you guys open the door. And you head out. It's a pretty like drizzly kind of morning. There's like a cool wind, and it's pretty gray and foggy. And you guys start heading south onto a small road that turns into basically what seems like really unused sort of forest. It seems like you guys are going pretty deep in the brush.
Hmm.
And as you guys continue, this sort of drizzle and cool wind and sort of like mist kind of turns to pretty muggy heat as the sun rises to its zenith. So it goes from pretty nice to like, okay, this is getting a little bit much as we're traveling. But Kim doesn't seem to notice at all. She's just walking and just going along. She seems not bothered at all. And
I don't really bother me then.
yeah, you're trying to make sure you don't like
Yeah.
don't complain or anything. And she says, yeah, so like we said yesterday, this is gonna be pretty dangerous. We don't know what this guy can do completely. You're gonna be taking point on this, but I think throwing you in the deep end, we'll see what you can do. I won't let anything happen to you, but we'll make sure you're in charge here. And just remember, this guy fucking killed kids for the fun of it, so doesn't deserve any sympathy or mercy from us. Plus, living in Garalung for years, who knows what else he did.
Oh, Gatlung's an unpleasant place. I
Yeah.
imagine he's not got the cleanest record either way.
Yeah. Do you think
Don't worry.
Corwin's been to Garalung at all, or do you think Corwin because obviously Garalung has a very big reputation that's known across Pyrrhion, so it would make sense that you would know it already really well. But has Corwin been there? Do you think on your travels as a guard, or do you think it's only been like a place you haven't been to quite yet, where it's still like you've kind of avoided it or just haven't had a chance to go?
Yeah, I don't think he's been to get along. Or not get along proper. I
Yeah.
imagine that I feel like perhaps the caravan that he was with um avoids get along. Like
Yeah.
you lose a lot more stock than you sell. Um
That makes
quite
sense.
often.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably had dealings with people from get along
Yeah.
or has had like secondhand contact with them. Um
Okay.
yeah, but not been there directly himself.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Sounds good. Yeah, and it seems from the way Kim is talking that she's probably been there here or there, but it seems like also the way she's
Mhm.
talking, like, oh yeah, this is also a place I kind of avoid. It's not the nicest place unless you know how to make money and you know the right people there. It's not a great place to be. Or also again, if you're on the run. It's also a pretty good place to
Yeah.
be. You guys keep traveling for a while, and you're not really seeing much here. You see like a few maybe deer in the woods and like a few birds and some nature here and there, but overall nothing really stands out to you. You're not on the roads anymore, so there's not like anybody that you notice at all. And by the time you reach this old town, the sun is starting to set. Like it's not all the way set. Like there's still light, but like it's on its way down now. So it's probably gonna be like another hour or two before it gets like fully dark at this point, or at least quite a bit darker. And it seems like you guys are kind of like on a bit of a raised hill. You're kind of deep in the forest, looking at across the town here. And it seems like there was probably more buildings here before, but it seems like a lot have burned down or collapsed over time. This is a very old town that got banned for whatever reasons long ago. But what is left are about like 6 small houses that are covered in moss and rot and just full of holes from wind damage and that kind of thing. And somewhat on its own and almost like it's been reclaimed by the force it once helped raise. You see sits the old lumber mill, looking like a large barn with vines, moss, and plants growing on and around in it. The building kind of looks like it's in the shape of a T, and like the part that's closest to you is like the bottom of the T, and it's just like on the other side of the town. And Kim says, yeah, so from what our scouts said, that he's in that logging mill there. And says, so how do you want to do this? And feel free to ask as many questions if you're looking around or whatever you're doing.
Well, he's going to be holed up in there. I assume, based on the sort of person you've said he is, he's going to have more than one escape route. We need to make sure he can't get away from us.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Since you're mentioning that, like, escape routes, I feel like that means you're kind of like looking at the building, looking for different entrances and way that get out. There's two from here at least that seem like pretty obvious ones, like two entrances. It seems like at the far end, like where like the top of the T is, you see what looks like probably just like a normal sized door, probably like where like most people would enter for when it was running, like for the job and all that sort of stuff. And closer to you, you see, sort of raised off the ground, because there's like some stilts near this part where like it's kind of raised. You see like a big hole in the building with like a big metal slide that comes down, where basically like the process logs would probably like slide down that way.
Right.
So from here, like those are like the two real entrances that you do see.
So the building itself, it's raised at this bottom end of the T, but the top of the T looks like it's flat on the ground.
Yeah, because it looks like it's all sort of like the land here is not fully flat or anything like that. So it seems like where the T is, like at the top, like there's enough of a hill. So like they've kind of just like built it out and then put stilts like near the bottom. So they keep it pretty level. But over time, obviously, this thing is sort of like, it does not look like a safe building to be in at all.
Right.
Judging by the decay on it.
Okay. How are you for stealth, Kim?
She says, yeah, I'm pretty decent. I know how to be stealthy. How about you?
I think if we do a quick circuit of the mill, make sure there's no other glaring exits, perhaps holes or boards that are broken down. That's going to be, I think, his main course of getting in or out.
Okay.
And if we can check those out, then we'll go about confronting him, I guess.
Yeah. No, I think that's good. That's a good plan. So do you want to cut through the town, or do you want to go around the town? What do you want to do? Because there's basically like 6 sort of buildings that are sort of all like together, sort of not like right on each other, but like sort of together, and then like the lumber mill's just a little bit further back behind it.
I think we want to go around in the woods.
Okay.
Let's not announce our presence immediately.
Yeah, so that sounds good to me. Yeah, so you start to go around, and one thing you notice, Corwin, in one of the houses, like one of the ones on the right, on the second floor of one of the buildings, you see sort of like a quick kind of like dart of like a white figure, sort of like you almost like didn't notice it, but like you just saw some motion in front of that window there, and then it's gone.
I'll definitely tell Kim about it. I'll point it out immediately. I think I just saw something up the window.
And like Kim looks at like the small sort of house there in front of you guys. She's okay. I didn't notice anything. But I mean, I'm not saying you didn't see something. I'm just
how certain are the scouts that he spends time in the lumber mill?
They were pretty sure. It seemed like from when they watched for a while that he hadn't really left. They noticed him in there. They saw him get up there, and then they hadn't seen him leave. So who knows? He might be moving around.
Yeah, maybe. I'm just thinking if I saw this movement, and then it's like they hid. So maybe they saw us as well.
I mean, do you want to go check it out, or do you want to go around? What do you want to do?
Let's check this out.
Okay.
If they've seen us now, we don't need to give. If it's Donnie and he's got some sort of special underground connection between the houses in the middle or something crazy.
It's got a whole empire of tunnels.
Yeah, it's become a mole king.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's clear these buildings.
Yeah. She says, okay, that sounds good to me. So you guys head towards that building. And as you're heading towards that building, one of the other buildings, you hear what sounds like floorboards creaking. Probably like 2 buildings over, you hear like it's like loud enough, like it feels like floorboards like that, like being pushed down by heavy footsteps, like. And Kim does hear it this time. She's like, whoa, yeah, I heard that. I heard that one. And that was like 2 buildings over from this one.
This place is abandoned, you said?
Yeah, but I mean there were there were rumors that it might be haunted, but like I mean I don't know, I didn't really pay much attention to that. I don't I've never seen a ghost before.
Yeah, no, ghosts aren't real. Why would they be real? I mean,
listen, maybe Venators deal with ghosts, but I haven't seen one yet.
I haven't dealt with ghosts, but I know a few zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, depending on your level of knowledge, I don't know, because you said you read a lot, right?
Yeah.
You know for a fact ghosts are definitely real in Pyrrhion.
Oh, cool.
They are a thing, but they're not like necessarily super common. But they are absolutely, from reading through like Vander past notes of like some exorcisms and like some I don't know, de-hauntings, I don't know what you call them, the cleansing of like haunted grounds and stuff. Ghosts are definitely a thing in this world, for sure.
It could be ghosts, Kim. Look, all I'm saying is definitely could be ghosts. Hopefully not. Well, I guess hopefully. I don't know what I'm hoping at this stage, but let's check this house out and see what's.
Yeah, and she's like, okay. And she takes out like her 2-handed axe now. She's like, all right, I don't know if a silvered axe will hurt a ghost, but hopefully, guess we'll find out if there is one.
Yeah,
here.
Maybe it'll scare them.
Yeah,
we'll see. and if it's not a ghost, then that could be a very useful thing to have.
Yeah. So you head towards this house. There's a small door in front of you. Looks like it's probably like the front door of this house. What do you want to do? Are you
closed or?
I'd say it's like ajar. I'd say like it's probably like at this point, like over time, like it's kind of just like hanging a little bit open.
I'll push it open.
Yeah. So you push it open. Sorry, go ahead.
I imagine I've probably got my my hand axe out now.
Yeah. So you have your hand axe out and you kind of push it open. Kim's there, right behind you. And you're met with just like this pretty, like, kind of a shitty first floor. There's like a old moldy rug. There's like a wood stove here. There's maybe like an old like couch or something like that that's like not in great condition. And there's stairs leading to upstairs to the second floor.
Looks like just a single room on the ground floor.
For the most part, it looks like it sort of opens into like a kitchen as well into here, where it seems like on the other side, like there's like a little bit of an archway where it's its own room, but like you're able to, if you're going over there. I don't know if you want to give me a stealth check at all. If you're stealthing in here, I don't know what your plan is.
I don't think I'm trying to be super stealthy.
Okay.
I'm not being loud.
Yeah.
Just moving quietly.
Okay.
Sort of.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, if you're just being quiet, but you're not like, if you're being like conscious, but you're not like trying to make sure nothing sees you at all at any point, then like, I won't make you roll. You can see that the kitchen looks pretty empty from where you are.
I would like to quickly check under the rug, please.
Yeah, you check under.
Flip that rug.
Yeah, you flip that rug back. Yeah, there's no trapdoor. Thankfully, it seems like this is like this first floor seems empty.
Okay, all right. Well, I saw the movement upstairs, so I guess we better head up.
Yeah, and she goes, okay, let's do it. And she sort of points for you to go first. She seems, I would say she does not seem like scared, but Kim does seem more, I think, shook than before.
A little rattled.
Once you mentioned about the ghost stuff, and as a Vander, once you're saying that, even a young one, clearly there's a level of weight put into your words. So she's kind of like, okay, Something's
I love
going
it.
on here.
Yeah, she's like, oh, maybe it's a ghost. I'm like, yeah, it's a very real possibility.
Yeah, she's like, oh fuck.
Oh, bluff.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah, like Kim, you think werewolves are real, but you don't believe in ghosts? Like,
Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I'll head up the stairs again, just trying to,
yeah,
just like, yeah, that sort of stepping on the edge of the stairs so it doesn't make a huge amount of noise.
yeah.
Just kind of
So yeah,
slowly.
you go up the stairs, and this looks like this is like a bedroom area where it seems like there's like two beds. Again, pretty open design here. It seems like there wasn't too much like wood wasted on making all these different rooms.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that stands out to you is in the window, like where you saw the figure. You see what looks like I'd say at first you hear it, and what you hear is almost like a clacking kind of like metal noise. Um, but you're kind of relieved because you see what looks like a weird pulley system with what looks like a sheet over something that's kind of like slowly moving in front of the window and moving back out of the way of the window. And like it's moving
Right.
really slowly, so it seems like it's spinning and turning this thing so that it moves in front of the window, but it seems like it's extremely slow. Except for once it goes in front of the window, it seems to sort of just jump
Goes
back.
quick. Yeah. And does it look like what's this powered by? Would be my first question.
Yeah. Are you going up to it? Are you
I'll
checking it
go.
out?
I'll have a look at. Yeah.
Yeah. So as soon as
Doesn't-
you go up to it, it stops working.
Hmm. It may have been made, Kim. Is there like a? What if I step back away from it?
Yeah. If you step back away from it, it seems to start working again.
Oh, okay. I think this is a magic thing.
Yeah, you're looking around. You don't see like anything. Like it seems like it's just like basically two. Like it looks like a metal contraption and like two pulleys. But
I forgot magic was a thing for a minute there. It's like, what is this?
Yeah.
Wind power or something?
No, I mean, but I think that's completely fair because it is still like a mechanical contraption, but it does seem there's not like a power source. So it seems like from what you would guess, yeah, it's probably magic.
It's like there's some guy in the next room with a
There's a little goblin who's like
yeah.
underneath the sheet, just powering it.
I get paid 1 silver a day. It's a living. Yeah. Okay. No, it seems like this is a magical contraption. I'm guessing based on it stopping. I'm guessing Donnie doesn't know we're here, but he is wary of someone coming. If I head over to it, is there much dust or grime on it, or does it look fairly fresh?
I would say if you're checking, I would say that you notice like maybe like some claw marks like in like the windowsill, and you do notice like sort of small human, like probably like you'd guess like maybe like a shorter kind of male, like from the like maybe a male or maybe like a teenager, like sort of like feet sizes for that. They're not like rat claws or anything like that. It seems like they does have boots on, but it does seem like some boot prints in the dust here. But it does seem like from the claw marks that are sort of like pretty freshly cut into like the windowsill, that it seems like it probably climbed up, set this thing up or whatever, is what you would probably guess from this. You don't see like, it seems like there's no like boot prints that go down to the first floor, like down to the door or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think Donnie has set this up as a sort of not so much a trap, but a distraction.
Yeah. Maybe he's trying to keep people away, since like there are rumors about this place. So who knows?
Being haunted, he's using that to his advantage. Okay, I think we can disregard the.
Like as you say, like, you hear like the creaking footsteps again in like the other house.
Yeah, I'm guessing that in about the same amount of time we're going to hear that creak. We should probably make our way to the lumber mill.
She was okay. Yeah, and so you guys make your way back down pretty quietly. And are you heading back into the woods to go around again, or are you cutting through the town? What's your plan?
I feel like if at this point we've already made our way into some of the buildings in town, he's gonna know we're here.
Okay.
Let's cause yeah, it's pretty open, right?
Yeah,
If someone has
it's
got
pretty open,
enough.
but overall, this is an old town, so there is a lot of overgrown crap. Like there's like old, broken down like wagons and other things that have all been grown over with moss and other things. So like it's open. It's more open than the forest, but it's not like
Mhm.
just like a valley, of just like openness between you and the lumber mill. You can probably make it a lumber mill without being seen, maybe. Though there's a lot of holes in the lumber mill. Lumber mill's pretty high, so if you go through here, there's a pretty high chance, or sorry, there's a good chance that somebody's looking out that they might see
Mm.
you. So it depends on if you want to do a stealth check and like try and get through here pretty stealthily and faster, or if you want to take a longer route around into the forest.
I think if it's feasible that we haven't been like seen, if we're not out in the open where we currently are, then we'll try and stealth around through the forest.
Okay, sounds good.
See-
Yeah, I'm not gonna use stealth check for that. It just takes a bit longer, but it's also like it's getting darker now. It's extremely thick brush, so there's very low visibility for them. So you go around, and so now you are like on the side of the lumber mill. By this point, the sun is like cresting, so there is a little bit of light, but overall, like it's getting pretty dark pretty quick. Kim says that she can see in the dark, but she asks you like, "Hey, are you able to see?" Because like there's gonna be, I would say there's probably gonna be light for the next 30 minutes.
Not unaided, no. So we
Okay.
should probably move quickly.
Okay.
Do we have some way of setting a fire real quick? I feel like if things go sideways, we just want to torch the place.
Yeah. Well, she in her bag, she says,
Yeah,
yeah, I
like a
brought
firebomb?
some oil vials. So, I brought them for the lantern because I thought you might need that. But yeah, no, I mean this is like old wood, and it's after. I don't think it won't be too hard to burn this place down if we need to. But we gotta be careful we don't want to get the whole forest on fire here.
All right. Okay, yeah, so we should probably keep moving so while we have the light. But I'm thinking I've got an outlandish idea, which is like, yeah, we should try and convince Donnie that this place really is haunted and the ghosts of his victims are coming for him. And then I'm like, I have no way of making that work. That's a non-starter, but it's very exciting.
That's very
I was
funny.
Like, just me standing outside a window, be like, ooh, Kim rattling something on the other side of the.
Oh shit. But yeah, so before the light goes out, you are now next to the lumber mill. The entrance that's closer to you is like the small the regular sized door rather, at the top of the T. So you're further away now from like the big slide, the big log slide thing. So what do you want to do? Are you doing like another thing around? Because like you don't really see any other entrance. Like you are seeing like some pretty big holes here and there where like people could fit through. Like there is probably a few ways out of this place, but like they might get a little bit impaled on part of the wood or like some of the broken glass or whatever else. In terms of like actual entrances, yeah, you still only see like this one door and like the log slide.
Okay. Yeah. I think. Yeah. Let's head to the one door.
Okay. Yeah. The door is closed. What do you want to do?
I'm really trying to think of something that's not making a ghost noise. I don't feel like someone who's just like a murderer for fun is really going to be super scared. And also, it's not going to work. Let's just go and open the door. Okay. Now I'm gonna be sneaky. I'm gonna be stealthy.
Yeah. Do you want to give me a stealth check?
Yeah, I'd love to. All right.
8. Nice. Yeah, that's pretty stealthy. So yeah, you are able to open the door slowly. And it opens up into a hallway. There's like a load of debris in here. And it seems like it leads down. Like it's a pretty open hallway that seems to lead, like, it seems like this whole lumber mill is basically one big kind of room. Like this is like a safe way to enter if it was like still functioning. But like in front of you, you see like a big like sort of catwalk above, probably like where all the production stuff is. You can sort of see like there's a lot of still old tools and that sort of thing. Like there's a whole like further in from where you are, you see like the whole like processing center for all the lumber and all the logs and stuff. It's pretty dark in here though, and you're still like only sort of in the entrance. So you can't see everything just yet, but yeah, it seems like well, you're in for now. What do you want to do?
Is there a ladder up to those catwalks and what have you?
Yeah, there's like a ladder like just like directly in front of you, probably like maybe 30-40 feet.
Okay. I want to head over to the ladder.
Okay.
And
do you want to give me a notice check?
Okay. Notice.
7. Okay. Not quite enough. But so as you head for the ladder, you hit what looks like a tripwire.
Of course.
That then like sort of like snaps. And you see above you what looks like a bunch. There's so much debris that was covering it that was hard to see. And then you see above you that there seems to be like a big sort of like almost like a Home Alone kind of setup here, with like a big log and a bunch of like rocks and random crap that starts to fall down towards you. Do you want to give me a evasion save?
Sure. Ooh.
Okay, failure. That's unfortunate. So as they all start to fall, you
start rolling up the next character.
You feel yourself shoved forward by Kim as they all collapse down onto her, and she's pinned. And like this made a huge loud noise, and she's just like ah. And there's like a whole log and a bunch of rocks on her. She's still alive for now, but as that happens, you hear. Oh, sorry. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah. Like as this happens, and I see it, my immediate reaction will be to try and hide somewhere. Because I'm assuming Donnie is going to come over to gloat or check what's going on.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. There's a lot of dust, and that goes up here. So yeah, give me another stealth check here. We'll see if this
sure.
if you can get out of the way in time.
And spinner. Oh,
6. Sad. No, unfortunately, you are sort of frozen just a bit too long. And up on the catwalk, you see this really gross man who has just like he's real scrungly, like you said. Like, the best way to put it. He's got like pretty greasy, gross clothes. You see like pit stains and just like all sorts of like scratches across it. And he's like, "Oh, somebody fell into my trap, huh? Coming to get old Donnie. Nobody ever gets Donnie." And
nobody?
Nobody.
Nobody gets you?
No.
Man, that's a lonely existence.
No, you know what I meant.
I know what you mean, man. Yeah. You mean like you're trying to be who you are in this world and no one understands you. And that's rough.
Shut up. No.
I feel for you.
Nobody's gonna capture me is what I mean. You. Oh. If
nobody can understand you, nobody can take who you are and put it in a box. I get it, man. I mean, you feel like you have to express yourself through killing kids, which I'm gonna be honest, not a great look, not super good. But you've obviously got these things which are driving you.
He says, listen, you think you're pretty funny. You think I bet you think that's gonna get you out of the situation, but it's not. Listen here, kid. If I had more time, and as he says that, you see like Kim trying to like struggle out from like she's still underneath, but she's trying to like push everything off of her. If I had more time, I'd have a little bit of fun with you, but I gotta make sure this is quick so I can get rid of that big one there. And you see him start to like create like what looks like some like radiating fire between both hands. So we'll go into
remind you, that well met means that even hostile encountered beings will give the party a round to parley before attacking.
Yeah, okay.
Because I'm just such a likable, nice fellow. Right.
Yeah, so what I would say for that is you have a round to parley here. He's still like lighting up this fire. It's not going to immediately go off, but like he's letting it go off. So you can buy yourself some time here. Like I'll give you basically like not necessarily like a surprise round, but essentially like you have a round to do something to, so you
Mm-hmm.
can parlay, but if you also want to try something, you're also looking to do that before we get into actual combat. Because he seems pretty hostile, but it's enough to like you sort of took him off guard with you being like, "Oh man, I get you," and he's like, "What the hell's happening?" I was not expecting to be met with this.
Oh well, that's because he's not. No one's given him the chance before.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make a connection with this man. Man, this greasy rat being, the scrungly fellow.
Yeah, that might be a little bit tough. The guy seems pretty far gone, but
Yeah.
So what do you want to do?
Donnie, just it doesn't have to go down like this. All right. If you, I know you're on the run. The things have not worked out for you well in Get Along, have they?
You're just no.
No.
Nothing's ever worked out for me. Nothing.
No, that's because you're letting yourself give in to your base instincts. Being a scrungly boy. Look at Kim here. Look at her. She's like getting herself out. Like this is restraint. She's working with a group who are about overcoming that bestial nature, being a better person, being able to exist in the world. Don't you want that, Donnie?
And he says it's too late for me.
It's not too late for any of us, man. You've done stuff, but you know, the best time to start was 10 years ago. The second best time is now. You can make a change.
So yeah, you say that, and like you see Kim transforms into like her bear form and starts trying to shove stuff up. Do you want to give me a convince check?
Sure.
Since you bought Kim some more time to try and get out from underneath this, and give me a convince check for him to see if maybe that can.
Man, I need to get some charisma. Oh, that seems
okay.
Decent.
9. 9's decent. So he says, well, listen, if you, I'll get out of here. You won't see me again, please. Like, nobody. I've done too much. Nothing can help me now. But I can get out of here. You hear Kim behind you say, "No, we have to kill him. He can't get out of here." And he starts he's like there's still like fire in his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I'll get out of here. You won't see me again."
I'd love to believe you, Donnie. I really do. I really want to believe that, but you've done so much. It's just, look, why don't you come with us? And Kim and her group, they have ways of helping people through this kind of stuff. We can work out a plan. You can do some meditation and stuff. They've got some techniques. And then if you're ready, then you can head out. You can live in the wilds or do whatever. But man, you got to work with us here.
And the fire kind of goes out a little bit of this fucking it's fucking child killer. as he's like, he sort of puts his head down and he's like, okay, all right, I'll come with you. And he's like, the fire goes out in his hands, and he starts going down the railing. He turns his back to you as he starts going down the railing of the of this. And is there anything you want to do in this time? Kim sort of pushes the log off of her.
I want to give Kim a very meaningful look.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not gonna. You're up.
Yeah.
You know what we talked about.
Yeah. You bought her enough time now. This has been great, Ozzy. You did a good job, because like this could have gone a lot differently if you weren't able to try and like just stun lock him a little bit with your awkward riz. Yeah, so she shoves that off and like grabs her axe. And as he gets down to the same floor as you guys, Kim lunges at him with her axe, and he squeals like a little rat as she goes for an attack.
Oh man, I feel. Oh no, Kim. That doesn't seem good, Kim.
So Kim is still going to do 3 shock damage, but he's still alive. So he's going to take, he's going to take 3 damage. Like this big axe goes into his shoulder, and he's like, "Ah, you said we'd talk." And Kim was like, "He said we'd talk. I didn't say anything of the kind." And she just pulls her axe up again. So we'll go into combat here. And like before,
right.
you go first.
My instinct is to fire the pistol, but I don't think I'm really geared for super accurate pistol shots into melee situations. So I'm not gonna
just at least by the rules
of
that number, you can hit your allies, thankfully. But I think it's still totally fair for you to be like, I'm not gonna fire right into it.
I mean, worst case scenario, I hit Kim, and then Donnie does think I'm still on his side. I can still make it work. It's fine. No, I'm gonna run in with my axe.
Okay.
And get at him as well.
Yeah. So as she has an axe in him and pulls it out, you run in with your hand axe towards him.
Yeah. Because I want to get close to him so he can't do any more magic on us, and kind of try and flank him a bit with Kim. Okay. Melee. Oh, I can missile this one, but I'm just gonna melee. I'm not gonna throw my axe.
Yeah, that's fair.
Ooh.
Oh boy. Okay, 1 shock damage to AC. So you also still do damage, but only 1. So you got an axe into him, and she also puts her axe, and he screams out, and he puts his hands like together, to let out like this like fan of flame. I'm gonna say he's gonna go for you. So as he fires off this flame spell at you, as like this big ball of flames appears in his hands and then shoots towards you, basically point blank. I think 16 hits your AC, but I also know that you have stuff if you wanna. I know with your abilities you might be able to do something.
Yeah, so it does hit my AC. I get a +2 to.
That's the saving
throw to get magical effect, so that's for saving throws.
But your level 2, I think, can stop a magical effect completely, right?
I am just going to be simply not affected.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
Sounds good. Yeah, so he fires all this flame at you, and like as it like leaves his hands and goes sort of like towards you, like it just immediately extinguishes. Like there's almost like just like this like invisible shield around you, and his eyes go bright, like wide, like what? That's not possible. You should be burned alive.
The flames of the wicked can never scorch the righteous, Donnie.
I love it. And yeah, he lets out like another big squeal, and lets out a scream as Kim comes down with another big axe swing. And she's like in full bear form here too. Okay, she rolls a natural.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay.
She has veteran's luck. She's gonna just turn that into a hit. So she's gonna turn that miss into a hit, and just comes down with 6 damage. Big slash into him. He is still alive, but he's bleeding profusely, and he's just screaming in pain and terror as he's just being slashed apart. His spells aren't working, and he's on the ground. He's like, no, you should be dead. What do you want to do?
I don't want to be in this situation. Is what I want to. Oh, this feels bad.
Yeah, this is awful.
I'm really sorry, Donnie. I'm sorry it had to come to this. Look, I think you need to accept this is best for everyone, and I'm gonna hit him with my again. Let go. Let go, Donnie.
Let go, Donnie.
Ooh.
Oh. So 5's not gonna hit. You are gonna deal another shock damage. He is still alive. He screams out, and he like, you sort of slash across, and he almost like instinctively tries to bite your arm. So he's gonna go for a bite.
No.
But 9 is not going to hit. So you are okay, and you're not gonna take any shock damage. But yeah, like as his like bite is about to go down, like Kim quickly puts like the axe head like between his teeth and your arm, like just in time to stop it from biting down to your arm. And she tries to swing towards him. And it seems like he's trying to run away at this point, but like you guys have him so boxed in that he's not able to go anywhere.
Yeah, we can't let that happen.
Oh my god. Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
has
we
anybody
can't
made
stop it either.
has anybody made a hit this entire fucking fight? Because I don't think they have. That's another miss. He is close to death. One more hit should kill him. As this axe goes into him, and he's bleeding and screaming and crying, and he's just like, this is like, this is so fucked up. This is just he has this abandoned lumber. You're just murdering this man in this lumber mill.
It does feel a lot more like a murder since I like convinced him to come down, inflicted psychological damage on him.
Fuck. Oh, I'm crying. Holy shit.
Oh.
Fuck, this is so fucking funny. It's just so messed up.
Donnie, please. Help make the world a safer place. I seriously. Just get in with my ex again. This time, surely.
Yeah.
I gotta make him proud. Ooh, that feels good.
Okay. However, that's all you need to actually kill him. I almost didn't make you roll because you would do one shot damage anyway. But as he's crying for his life, you just with one swing, just kind of set
Better
off.
luck next time, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, and you just sever his head from his body, and he just falls down lifelessly. And Kim is like, "Oh my god." Okay, like
turn around. How'd I do?
She's like, "Listen, like that's not the hardest fight I've been in, but I think we're definitely gonna need to take a bath in the river when we get back. I think I didn't like that. And you can see like she's somebody who's not phased by a lot of things. She's killed a lot of people for these sort of things, but like something about you convincing him down to the ground has changed the tone of this completely. But she says, but good job, you killed him. And she grabs a burlap sack and grabs his head and puts it in there. She says the consortium's gonna want evidence, so
cool. I really didn't enjoy this, I gotta say.
Yeah. She puts a big hand and she like gives you like a big hug basically, or tries to if you accept. Yeah, a big bear hug. Yeah. And she's like, "Listen, I'm sorry, but this was, yeah, that was tough. This is a tough first day."
I thought maybe we could actually like try and talk to him or take him in, but he was serious on that just kill him, huh?
Yeah. Like,
okay.
I'm sorry, he did too much. There was no recuperation for this guy. I am sorry that you had to give him the finishing blow.
Yeah, I just feel bad for him because it seemed like
because I can't stop laughing.
He was really he seemed like really cut up about the whole situation.
Yeah.
Guess it goes to show crime doesn't pay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and she says, "Sorry, I have to compose myself." But yeah, because Kim's not laughing, to be clear. I can't control myself because this is so fucked up. This has been the most fucked up episode so far. Okay.
What? But I'm just a nice, normal guy.
I know, you're like the nice. I think that's why it's funnier to me, because you're like the nicest, sweetest guy. But yeah, Roderick's there trying to comfort you as well. Clearly seeing how distressed you are, just sort of like, just kind of like rubbing up against you like a cat, like around your legs.
Yeah.
And you guys.
Yeah, Corwin is probably like shaking.
Yeah. Kim is like, let's get out of here. Let's just make it back to town. She gets the lamp going, so you have some light, and you guys head out and start to leave this town. Do you want to give me a notice check as you guys are leaving?
Sure.
Ooh. 7? Yeah, you notice this only by the time you're out of like the town. Basically, like you sort of like just sort of quickly look back. You see with the sun fully set now. You see in one of the windows, you do see like a pale, translucent figure kind of bobbing up and down. And just like as you see it and like are about to say something or do something, it kind of just like disappears, and you're kind of like, "Okay, what?
Mm,
Am I traumatized, or is like what was there? Did I see something?"
right. Very possible we've added another ghost to this town.
Yeah, did you see just the headless bobbing body of a little rat man who will never find peace because he's horrible.
No! Don't say you'll never find peace. No.
It's all your fault. But yeah, no. So
Oh.
you head back to town. You guys make it back by the time it's the morning. You guys clean like the blood off of you, and just try to in some way get yourself nice and clean in this like fresh river that's here in town. When you make it back to the fort, you guys walk in, and Aaliyah runs up again, sort of just embraces Kim and says, so how'd it go?
I would like a cup of tea, please.
And she looks at you and says, "Oh," and she looks at Kim like that bad, huh? And Kim's like, "Oh, we'll talk about it later." And she's like, "Yeah, I'll get you that tea. And we baked some cookies today, so I'll get you some of those too." And we'll end off with you heading over to one of the tables as you get like a nice cup of tea and some cookies. Surrounded by at least like little Roderick and Kim and Aaliyah all trying to make you feel a bit better about what's transpired tonight.
Yeah. Oh, poor Corwin. I think he feels real rough.
Yeah.
I think he's thinking about in his mind, it wasn't a ruse, you know?
No, it wasn't. That's what was so fucked up. Like when she got out of there and just went for it,
Yeah.
it's like, oh no. But yeah, because I think Kim at first like, no, we had to kill him. But I think what Kim thought was like, oh, good, he's bringing him down as part of a distraction. Perfect. That will that will buy me time to get out from under here and then kill him.
Oh,
Oh man. But all right, yeah. So we'll sort of end off with like sort of like a shot, sort of like pulling away as you're kind of just there with like
yeah.
a hot mug of tea. And thank you so much, Bernard.
Thank you. That's great. Oh,
See,
wow.
when I don't kill you in a game, Bernard, I decide to traumatize you instead. I just
Yeah, no, very much
I just
so. I thought he
jeez.
would even give up, like when the fire thing happened. I was like, "Cool, maybe this will freak him
Yeah,
out."
because
And just
to me, like he was probably just gonna like try and give up at that point, but like it was just like, hey, you can't go anywhere, and yeah, it was just
Kim
Kim was
actually in
like,
a fight.
yeah,
The other two of us just crying and badly hacking at each other.
yeah. And I'll catch you for the next game. But you were great. I'm so sorry I traumatized you.
That's all right. It was a lot of fun. Thank
Yeah,
you.
and we'll catch you next time.